Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with a cute little block I'm calling Lanterns. Now this is a really old block, but I've played around with it and changed some of the things in the elements in the block, of course, just to make it my own. And this will be a great one to use up your 2.5-inch strips and squares. So this is, if you're interested in using those up, please come on in. We'll start this in a bit. But first, we have to do our shout out. Always have to do a shout out because there's so many wonderful creators on YouTube that I would like to introduce you to. Now, I just found this woman here, and I believe she's new, and it's Sandy at Sandy Star Design. So if you go over there and you click what you like what you see, give her some love and encouragement, and hit that subscribe button. It's hard when you're starting out to get the subscribers because the analytics aren't working with you. So like I say, if you like what you see there, it's a surprise for her. Now, the other thing you're going to find in the show notes or the description box below, besides her YouTube channel, is going to be our Facebook group. Now, our Facebook group is growing rapidly. We're 14,000 people in our Facebook group now, I believe. And we're asking questions, we're sharing pictures, there's a whole bunch of different community chats in there, and we're doing fabric swaps. We also have a recipes swap now, and we also have the virtual sewing room where people actually get to sew with each other and have fun doing that. So it's always a great way to go meet new quilters. Now, the other thing is our Zoom sew date. And that date is going to be listed in the show notes below as well, plus the link and the password. Now that's open to everybody, and that is a very international group that comes. We have people from Europe and the UK, Canada, the US, South America, and we had New Zealand and Australia and Indonesia. A couple of ladies from Indonesia showed up one time, and they were just so delightful to have. So those are so much fun to do, and we do them all day long. So it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, right? So I'm either in Alberta or in Arizona. So it's been fun. Now, lastly, I speak for free. That's not lastly, there's something else I got to talk to you about. I speak for free to quilt guilds and quilting groups. So if your group is looking for a speaker that wants to talk to them about scraps and making charity quilts, I'm your person. Just get your programs person to drop me a line or in my Facebook group or on my email. Now the email you're going to find on the About tab on my YouTube channel. So I try to get into my email faster, but I have problems getting into my email sometimes. So, but that's okay. We'll try and remedy that. Now, the word is out. We're working on a collaboration with Future Cat from New Zealand, Michelle from Bits and Pieces, and Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises. And oh my goodness, are we having so much fun with that. Those blocks are coming out, are beautiful. And it's going to start in July. As we get closer to the date, I'll let you know more information, but we're pattern testing right now and making sure everything fits together beautifully, and we, are getting our teaching moments together and all this. Now, this is shop from your stash. You don't go buy anything for this. This is all stuff. Save your crumbs and your strings as well, like your larger strings and your crumbs, because you're going to need them to do some of the piecing. And there's no specialty tools, there's nothing like that. So it's one that you don't have to go buy anything with, and you probably have got the fabric already in your stash. And it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be very scrappy friendly. So now, I think that's it. So come on in, let's get to this fun sewing called Lanterns. Okay, we're here at the sewing machine, and I didn't have a lot of scrappy browns to choose from, right? So, but I mean, I've heard, okay, you can make this any color you want, the lantern tops on top. You can make them any color you want. So, but let's do the hardest part first. Now, the hardest part is these stitch and flip triangles, and they're not hard, but you only have like, a couple of options to say, well, this is the hard part, this isn't the hard part. Now, this one also could go together really quickly. Here, you want to stay, okay, and you want to stay closer to this side of the triangle. This side of the triangle, not this side, because this side gets flipped. This is the side that gets flipped over. So you just want to get right up to that ironed or pressed or marked line, whichever you decided you were going to do. You want to get right up to it and then just press it over, because you got to have room for the turn of the cloth, right? That's the big thing for this, is, you know, and it uses up your 2.5 by 6.5 inch, I mean, strips, leftover bits, and your 2.5 inch squares. So it's kind of a nice little one to do. Now, there we go. 2 more. So I don't do any cutting until I check either. That's the other thing. I try and do all my sewing at once, and then, because I like doing all my light tasks together. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm losing squares. Yeah. I thought, well, some of this is really cute. You know, this little cutesy. I decided I would use make a couple of brown blocks, because I'm always complaining I have brown and I don't know what to do with it. Well, here we go. Okay. There, now, let's get this sewn in, and now we just clip this all off. Oops. And hopefully the little triangle has stayed with it. Yes, it has. Okay. Oops. And then we do the other side. There, we line it up. And again, we're going to sew closer to this side than this side. Okay. Yeah. This has been a very busy and hectic week last week. I'm hoping this week is not as busy and I get a chance to go into the virtual sewing room. That would be nice for a change, but life is what life is, right? So, I mean, it's when you're retired, I was told by someone very, very much part of my youth and working experience, you know, like with the work and all this. Her and I worked together for years. And she told me, your job when you're retired is to have fun every day. And sometimes it can be exhausting, but you got to have fun every day. Because you've worked all those years to get to your retirement, you better start having some fun. And I kind of believe that. I just like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It really does. So, okay, now. Ooh. There we go. And last one for the flip and stitch, and we get back to the other regular sewing. Now, yeah, before I put these down, there we go. Or before I cut them, what's the rule on these flip and stitch? Check your work. Make sure you have good coverage on both sides before you start cutting, because once you cut, you're done. You are done. You don't get to, you know, like, and make sure you're cutting on the right side. So you have, because I've cut on this side and that was bad. That was just so bad. Make sure you leave a healthy 1/4 inch. Okay, and then you start putting them back. And check. Yes. Okay, I got good coverage. It's all good. Now, there's no points or anything to match up on this either. That's kind of nice, you know, because I figured I could have played around with this and did this just a little bit different, and it would be, you know, it would work as well. Here, check. Yes. Okay. So I've got a little bits and bobs here now that I can sew together. And these pieces are actually big enough that I can sew them together as hourglasses if I choose to, which I think I might. Yeah, Here we go. I should have taken a bigger scissors. Oh well. Yeah. Here, yep. Good coverage on both. Yeah, it's been a busy week between sew dates and going here and going there and being out and about shopping and whatnot. It's been busy. It's been very busy, but it's been very fun. Sunday, my husband and I decided to spend some time together. That was good. It was nice going out and shopping. We hit the hardware stores, you know, get our steps in to make sure we stay healthy. We got our steps in at the hardware store. Now, the next part here, I'm just going to change my foot, because what would it be like without you guys watching me change my foot? And I've been asked a few times to show my feet. Now, this is the standard foot that came with the sewing machine, and that's what it looks like. It's got a big toe and a little toe. This little toe is a 1/8 side, and this is the 1/4 inch side. They have newer models now, and mine is a slant shank, and this is the 1/4 inch foot, and this is just a universal 1/4 inch foot with slant shank, and it works really well. This one I really like it because I get a nice 1/4 inch all the time, and I don't have a lot of complaints with it. You know, so now the next part we're going to sew is these bits. Now, these bits could have been achieved by strip piecing, but the strips I had for this, the pieces I had for this dark brown, I couldn't have made 2 pieces. So I was like, okay, so that's not going to work. So I'm just going to sew these up this way and move them out and get it done. Because, I mean, I'm working with scraps, and I'm assuming you are too. You know, trying to move through your scraps. And if your scraps aren't big enough, like I knew I had enough to make 6 brown 2.5 inch squares. But strip piecing, no. There was no way I could make more than 1 at a time. And while strip piecing 1 at a time, you might as well just cut it all in squares and sew them together, right? So, and I'm just lining these up. Okay. So you sew them all the same way. And then I suppose I could have ran my triangles through, but I don't know. Okay. So now you sew them all one way, and you sew on the other white square on the other side. Here we go. There. And you don't have to have any ceremony more than that. Just move them out. Now, we used to have really squat camping lanterns. And when I was a kid, when we would go camping as a family, we'd have these short, fat, funny-looking camping. Where everybody else had the tall, thin ones. So, yeah, I decided, okay, we'll give you some of this. This was a fun block to play around with, right? And that's just, they're just cute. So you'll be sitting around a fire at a campground and you'd be doing this. So, okay, now we get to sew into all the pieces together. So, you're making 6 per block because, as you probably figured out, this block looks like this. And that's the block you're sewing together. But because it's a rectangle, in order for me to make a 12.5 inch block, I'm going to have to do some, you know, like extra sewing. So I'm going to press to the dark. I should probably finger press this right now and get it over with. I'm going to finger press to the dark, just so I know I've got it in place, and I'm going to sew it along the wide edge, right? Now I don't have any points to match up or nothing, so this should go quick. The only thing I don't want this center to flip. Okay, here we go. Okay, press to the dark. Here. That was like this. There we go, under the needle. I suppose this could be made into a square block by doing a yellow center with 2 low volumes on the outside. But I would change the size of the yellow to make it larger, because then it would look like it was giving off light. But I mean, I'm going to leave that to you to play with, because I just give you the idea, and then you guys, you know, you guys make quilts and knock it out of the park with it, right? But I think this one would be cute. Cute to do. Little lantern. Okay. Here we go. Well, I'm just randomly grabbing them. I will get back to assembling them into a better size block in a bit. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I cheer every time I get a piece of scrap out of my sewing room. No. When I use up the entire piece, or cut it, like if I don't use it entirely, and I have, let's say I cut a potato chip block out of it, or a log cabin out of the rest of it, I cheer. Makes me very happy. And I'm moving out stuff, and it's not going into a landfill. You know, even if I have a string, now at least it's sorted, and the potential is that it will be used at some point. Okay, last one. And there we go. Get this lined up a little better. There we go. Here we go. There. Okay. Now, these are going to press flattest if you press this way, because there's a lot of seams in that middle, and it's just going to look like that. Kind of looks like little short fat trees, doesn't it? Because they're all brown. But anyways, that's kind of where we're at here with this. Okay, give it a quick little finger press. There. That lime green is so cool in there. I think it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of brown I could work with, so that's all right. Okay, so this is where we're at. Oh, does it look right upside? Okay, so this is where the lanterns are. They kind of look like short, fat trees, brown trees, right? But anyway, so what I do is I have a couple of choices. I can make one seam going this way, and then I have all the pieces joined, so I can just basically I'm webbing them together. And when you're webbing, one will go up and one will go down, right? So it's up to you to decide which one you're going to go down, because there's a lot of bulk in these points here. Okay. Here we go. And we just do the next line. Line it up. That one's going this way, and that means the ones on the bottom. You're flipping your stitches. You're flipping the seam a bit, but that's okay. It'll iron out. And just like that. And pull this. Get that going the other way. There we go. Nice. Nice, lining up, nice and neat. There we go. And now we go the other way. So I'm going to take a quick look to make sure they're all going the same direction. Yes, they are. Okay, so now yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay, another one. Now it really doesn't matter which one you put on top because you're not matching points, right? Okay. But you do want to check, make sure your seams are going the right way when you're doing the sideways. Right? And they should be going in the dark. Get pressed in on the trunk, and it gets pressed out on this other, on the kind of the sawed-off flying goose. So that way your seams are less bulky. There. I'm going to show you what I mean by the pressing, because I finger press it and then I make it work on the ironing board. Now I'm just going to show you this right quick. So I press this row this way and these two rows that way, right? When you're talking about having them lay flat. And I twisted these seams, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip them almost up to the stitch line, and no, it doesn't affect the integrity. So now this will iron like that. Even though it's a flip seam, it's not, it's going to lie flat and it's going to be okay, right? So I just clipped it. Can you see where I clipped it here? Right there. And I clipped it and it will lie flat. So let's get to our ta-da moment. So this is my take on the cute little lanterns block. Like I say, you can play with this and make this totally scrappy if you wanted. I think it would be fun to put in, you know, all sorts of different colors in here, and maybe have a bit of yellow to make it look like the lantern is glowing or something. You would have all sorts of alternatives, and you could have fun and play with this the way you want. So I do hope you give this one a try. And now, if you laid out your quilt blocks, just if you lay them all your blocks out this way, the quilt would look very long and tall, right? Tall, because all the lines would go this way. So you could take this block and change one of these from going one this way and point it the other direction. That's up to you what you want to do. Or you could take them and, you know, one this way and one that way. I mean, like I say, this is kind of one of these blocks you can play around with the layouts and have a great time with it. So I do hope you give it a try, and it was lots of fun making this one up for you. Okay, you guys take care and have an absolutely blissful week ahead, and I hope everything is well with you and your family. Okay, take care until we meet again. Bye! My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our video and being so supportive of our channel. This has been just such an amazing journey we're on here on YouTube, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So our thanks, truly our thanks for you. If there's anything you need, don't be afraid to contact me either through the Facebook book or through email. I'm trying to do as many viewer request videos as possible, and if I don't do it, you need to remind me, okay? So that's not a problem. But yes, it's been just absolutely amazing. Make sure you tell your gills I speak for free. We have a Facebook group. We do Zoom sew dates, and we give out nothing but free patterns. So I hope that you have an absolutely joyful year ahead, and your sewing room, everything is going for you, and life is great. Okay, you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye.